The iPhone 15 Pro is here, but is a new chipset, action button, new camera software, and USB-C support, worth the upgrade. First, the iPhone 15 Pro feels great in the hand. It has this new titanium edge surrounding an aluminum enclosure, so that makes it 9% lighter than the previous 14 Pro. It also has a new action button and brand new camera software where you can adjust to portrait settings after you've taken the shot. Overall, the 15 Pro is fast and speedy in everyday tasks. It feels like a flagship device combined with the new A17 Pro and 120Hz ProMotion display. Everything feels smooth and snappy as you would expect for the latest iPhone, and it's just generally a nice device to use for everyday browsing, scrolling, checking emails, and streaming. The new action button on the left-hand side replaces the old silent mode switch, so you have a button that you can press and hold, and it activates one of several different features. Now on the default, it's still set on silent mode. It has the same haptics that you're used to, but you can also set it to a bunch of other things. So if you go into settings, you can choose from silent mode, focus mode, camera mode, flashlight mode, and a bunch of other different settings, including shortcuts, where you can single press and skip straight to that action. Unfortunately, it can only be single mapped to one function, so it should really have several features in there where you can double or triple press, but not at this time. Also, if you take the iPhone 15 Pro out in sunlight, it goes up to 2000 nits and makes it easy to view and read out in daylight. The 3 camera lenses on the 15 Pro are exactly the same as the 14 Pro, but they do have new software features that you need to know about. So after you take a photo, you can now adjust the depth settings after you've taken the photo. So you can change the focus on any subject, a person, a pet, and increase or decrease the depth. You can see here it gets the edges just perfect, and the depth doesn't look too unnatural. The camera itself is pretty good. You can go straight into a single shot here with Smart HDR5. Sometimes it darkens the subject too much, but if you change the settings a bit, or even on zoom, it gets the colors just right. Also, there are different focal lengths that you can choose from the 24mm, 28mm, and 35mm, which uses cropping but maintains the detail that you wouldn't have in a zoom. Speaking of zoom, we're going into the video zoom now from a ultra wide shot to the 1x and 2x and 3x, and it just looks really smooth and seamless. One of the biggest changes in the 15 Pro and Pro Max is the adoption of USB-C, and that means that you can plug in different peripherals, including an SSD drive, to record in ProRes straight to the SSD. Now, by default, out of box, the 128GB does not allow you to record in ProRes because of the file size, but plug that SSD in and you get the green light, you're good to go. And this is some 4K 60 FPS ProRes footage in all its glory, and it looks fantastic. The iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max includes the A17 Pro, which includes a brand new 6-core GPU, and here is some Genshin Impact running at 60 FPS, and you can get this kind of great fidelity on the 15 Pro, but unfortunately there are a few drawbacks, and that includes the heat and battery life. So first, the heat. It did get pretty hot when we were playing this, and that could mean that the chip itself just requires a lot more power to get that edge in graphics, and so there isn't a solution for this right now. If they throttle the processor, then that means you won't get that increased performance in graphics. And another weird thing is that when we're downloading the whole game, the Pro got even hotter. So this is something that they need to address in a future update. Also, as far as the battery life goes, as we're downloading this update, it drained from 84% to 69%. So that could be an iOS issue. Hopefully they can update that as well. Also, some great console games are coming to the 15 Pro and Pro Max, including Death Stranding, Resident Evil 4, and Resident Evil Village. And if all goes well, that means the 15 Pro and Pro Max will become a brand new console gaming platform. Overall, the 15 Pro is a very refined iPhone. It keeps all the greatest aspects of the previous ones and enhances it with the new action button, the camera software, and of course USB-C. If you have a 14 Pro, I wouldn't recommend an upgrade, but if you have a 12 and below, then take a look at it. As far as gaming goes, there are a few issues concerning gaming in terms of heat and battery life. So if you are looking forward to this hardware for gaming, I would hold off until they address the issue or have an update. For more videos, hit subscribe, and for more news and reviews, head to news.punchjump.com.